single ladies are single ladies.
Oh, it's Coin, though, simply the cutest. Obviously much older now, but with each passing day, her resemblance to Beyoncé keeps getting out of this world. And why don't Beyoncé want to have anything to do with her half-brother or sister, for that matter? And why are people calling out Beyoncé's lunch for not acknowledging their half-siblings? Do they really owe their father's children anything? Yeah, Matthew Knowles may have a major hand in cultivating the careers of two of today's most celebrated artists, Beyoncé and Solange Knowles, but he also has a well-documented record of infidelity. Matthew and Tina Lawson actually separated in 2009. Then Tina dropped the suit in 2010, only to refile the following year stating conflict of personalities. One child in Matthew head out of wedlock in 2010 is Beyoncé's half-sister Koi with Takoya Brascom. Takoya, who was a dancer at the time, said Matthew treated her like the love of his life during their affair. However, that changed when he learned that she was pregnant with Koi, after which he left her. And he didn't just leave her, by the way. Matthew even had the audacity to deny the child was his.
Told Matthew Knowles that you were pregnant with his child. How did he react?
Very much. Well, you can't get pregnant by me. It can't be my child.
But thank God we have paternity tests, because one proved that Koi was undoubtedly Matthew's daughter, and as much as the child is innocent and everything, the whole situation is just messed up and a source of pain for Tina, as well as Beyoncé and Solange. Not to mention pretty embarrassing. Well, Takoya did admit to her role in the situation and expressed regret over the affair till an Inside Edition. Yes, I slept with a married man, and it was the wrong thing to do. But I have a beautiful daughter that came out of the situation, and even with the legal battle with Matthew, too. Quit was also hopeful that one day her daughter might meet Beyoncé. She says, hey, they are half-sisters, so maybe one day down the line that will be possible. But here's the thing. Beyoncé isn't necessarily excited about meeting her half-sister Takoya. Even previously said that Beyoncé wasn't interested in meeting Koi, but can anyone blame Bey, right? Like their father really did. Tina dirty, and they were sticking by their mother. In fact, when their parents remarried, both Beyoncé and Solange were noticeably absent from their father's wedding, but both sisters were present when Tina married Richard Lawson in 2015. Well, Matthew tried to justify the absence of Solange and Beyoncé from his wedding by saying, unfortunately, Beyoncé and Solange had previous engagement, which made it impossible for them to attend. But you and I both know why they didn't attend their father's wedding. Right? Something else interesting about Koi is that her mom was allegedly very good friends with Solange based on reports Takoya met Solange to a hairstylist in 2008, and they apparently went out to clubs and bars together in Texas on numerous occasions, and Matthew knew that Takoya was friends with his daughter, and Cilantro apparently had no idea that the two were having an affair. It's the shadiness for me anyway, despite everything. Koi is actually carving out a niche for herself as a model, actress, and dancer under the management of an agency in Texas, and I can tell you for free she sure has the Knowles talent running through her veins and the sassiness to go with it. Actually a little like Beyoncé, and how I wish it was just one child out of wedlock that we were talking about here, but nope.
It was pregnant at the same time as Alexandra Wright. And this is all on it's a blurred line as to whether he was actually divorced from Tina or going through divorce.
Yep, Matthew also fathered a love child with Alexandra Wright, and he was also refusing to pay child support until Alexandra took him to court at some point. It was actually so bad that Alexandra and her son Nixon had to live in a homeless shelter because she couldn't afford anything.
Let me tell you something about taking a picture crying next to a garbage dump. That is the most dramatic thing ever.
Anyway, just like Takoya. Alexandra also admitted her role in hurting Tina, Beyoncé, and Solange in the process of having an affair with Matthew. Like she even wrote an open letter saying it is with a heavy heart. We must head back to Superior Court to continue to fight for the rights of my son Nixon Knowles, who has proven to be Matthew Knowles' biological son. My family and I have exhausted every non-legal avenue to urge Matthew to be a responsible father and to follow the stipulated judgment we reached together, which was approved by California's Superior Court. Alexander also talked about how, in the beginning, she had a working relationship with Matthew that encompassed mutual respect and personal admiration. She said that when she met him, she already had a successful business and financially viable professional career, and he positioned himself as a mentor to her and someone that she could turn to for business advice. However, as time passed, their relation turned into a very personal one, and she didn't mean to hurt anyone in the letter. She actually apologized to Tina, Beyoncé, and Solange for what she put them through, adding, "I regret the pain I've contributed to his family and my own family. I have the utmost respect and admiration for both of his daughters. They are both lovely women. I also regret the pain this situation has caused his ex-wife Tina, and very much wish one day I would get the opportunity to tell her personally. She actually also got it pretty rough because tabloids started reporting that she blamed Beyoncé when she was homeless. But Alexandra also made it very clear that she does not blame Beyoncé for anything that went down between her and Bey's cheating father."
Over 1,000 death threats last week alone.
For what?
Because this article said that I blame Beyoncé, which again, let me say for the record, it's not her fault. I've never blamed her. I want the best.
Regardless, it is still clear that Beyoncé and Solange don't want to have anything to do with their half-siblings even. Though a lot of people also say that if Beyoncé and Solange really wanted anything to do with Coy and Nixon's, they would have reached out already. I mean, they have a pretty solid relationship with Bianca Lawson, who is their stepsister from Tina's marriage in 2021. Bianca was even one of a number of Beyoncé's family and friends who are gifted with her signature Adidas Ivy Park collection. Also in a red carpet event in 2018, Bianca refused to choose who was her favorite between Beyoncé and Solange, but she acknowledged that the two are super different while insisting that they are both extraordinary and iconic.
Different, but like both extraordinary and iconic.
They are very super different, but like both extraordinary and iconic, honestly, considering the children are not at fault and they are blood anyway. Wouldn't it be very gracious for Bate and Solo to reach out to them in a way, especially since they also have young children themselves? But I can also understand why Bey and Solange would not want to meet their half-siblings because of the circumstances of how the children were born. Not to mention they probably don't want to hurt their mom further, and she was already hurt enough by her cheating husband. Plus, so far they have only been 2 children out of wedlock that we know about. And there could be more. I mean, there are already a couple receipts proving Matthew's wandering behavior.
Unfortunately, my manager happened to be Beyonce's father. Matthew knows. He propositioned me to invite me over to the hotel to meet and speak with him.
Did Matthew try to sleep with you, Farrah?
I haven't met too many people in my life who haven't liked me. I'll just put.
And that's where I read somewhere sometime back that Beyoncé and Solange also have an older brother. So if it's about Bey and Solange meeting their half-siblings, it's probably going to be a while before they can even get acquainted with all of them. But do you think they should still make an effort to be in the lives of Coy and Nixon, who we already know? Or are you of the idea that Beyoncé and Solange owe them nothing and have no business being in their lives? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.